Hi everyone, I'm Mikey of the 732 Review Crew. Welcome back and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm going to be watching Interstellar, the movie on this channel right now. Now, our Patreons did vote on this for the movie for the month, so thank you very much, Patreon, for voting for this movie. I've heard amazing things about this, and surprisingly, or unsurprisingly to most, I'm the only one in the group who hasn't seen it, so why not watch it myself, see how it goes, allow, more other things to be done behind the scenes. Now, besides that, I'm very excited for this movie because I heard many good things about this movie. Everything apparently is amazing in this movie. I just don't know what the movie's about besides space. I'm rather excited because I have somehow gone unspoiled for this movie for the past 10 years, I believe. And, it's a great movie. So I'm going to be rewarded right now, and so will you. But thank you for joining me for my first watch of Interstellar. If you're new here, make sure you do check out the Patreon, which features full lengths for this movie, as well as other shows and movies. There are some free ones on there for you to get a little watch, so make sure you check those ones out. This is also, if you're new here, we do appreciate if you do subscribe, if you do enjoy the content, and say hi, let us know you're new in the comments. If you're new here, let us know what you want to watch. If there's any ideas for movies, I haven't seen a lot of movies, so throw them out there. Otherwise, thank you for joining me for Interstellar. We're going to be starting this one in 3, 2, 1, Interstellar. I love the space shuttle right there.
Like everybody else back then.
Back then? What does that mean, back then?
Computer says you're too tight.
I got this.
Probably straight.
Whoa, we lost throttle?
Dad,
Sorry, Murph. Go back to bed, man.
I thought you were the ghost.
No. No such thing as ghosts, babe.
The weight had died. The blight came and we had to burn it. And we
Well, when we set the table, we always set the plate upside down.
Don't just tell me that you're afraid of some ghost. No, you gotta go further. You gotta record the facts, analyze, get to the how and the why, then present your conclusions.
Is he a scientist of some sort? That would make sense.
Well, you be nice to that Miss Hanley. She's single.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Repopulating the Earth. Start pulling your weight, young man.
Oh, she's
Oh.
talking about her own business. You gotta figure it out. I'm not always gonna be here to help you.
He reminds me of my dad. Same stuff he always says. Still alive, don't worry.
Why did you and Mom name me after something that's bad?
No, we didn't.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law doesn't mean that something bad.
Murphy's named after Murphy's Law?
What it means is that whatever can happen will happen, and that sounded just fine with us.
Get in.
Drones? Music is phenomenal.
Solar cells can power an entire farm.
Indian?
Keep that aim right at it.
Oh.
Go.
What a crazy scene. This is honestly amazing.
I almost got it. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Oh.
Dad!
Dude, you should know.
Well, I guess that answers the old if I asked you to drive off a cliff scenario.
He has to be some sort of scientist. Flying a drone on a track pad is crazy.
Delhi mission control went down same as ours 10 years ago.
Oh, it's autonomously flying?
10 years?
We got Tom's scores back. He's gonna make an excellent farmer.
Yeah, he's got an act for it. What about college?
Well, the university only takes a handful. They don't really have the resources
I
to...
still pay my taxes.
But Coop, you have to be realistic.
You're ruling my son out for college now? The kid's 15.
Tom's score simply isn't high enough.
Based on score is crazy.
Oh, what, 32? I'm about 33 inseam.
I'm not sure I see what you're getting at.
You're telling me it takes 2 numbers to measure your own ass, but only 1 to measure my son's future?
Whoa!
We're a caretaker generation, Coop. And things are getting better. Maybe your grandkids will get to be
We
engineers.
done here, sir?
Brought this in to show the other students the section on the lunar landings.
Yeah, it's one of my old textbooks.
It's an old federal textbook. We've replaced them with the corrected versions.
Corrected.
Corrected.
Explaining how the Apollo missions were fake to bankrupt the Soviet Union.
What? Fucking moon conspiracy?
You don't believe we went to the moon?
I believe it was a brilliant piece of propaganda. Murph got into a fistfight with several of her classmates over this.
Yeah, I would too.
Nonsense.
God, I hate this.
So we thought it would be best to bring you in and see what ideas you might have for dealing with her behavior.
Allow her.
Yeah, you know what? There's a game tomorrow night.
Reward her.
I think I'll take her to that.
Coop, those combines you rebuilt went haywire.
A gathering?
I count the spaces.
What?
In case the ghost is trying to communicate.
Ghost?
This happened about 1:30 when that thing came off the top of that canyon.
Are these like people in the future?
School says you're gonna follow my footsteps. I think that's great.
Listen, all that matters is how you feel about it.
It's true. Oh shit. What is that? They're all casual. It doesn't seem... Is this a common occurrence? This is crazy. The effects have been great. Oof, they got me. Oh shit. Something's actually there? It's like not an alternate dimension type thing. Wow. I wouldn't even bother washing my car in this world.
It's not a ghost.
Is it? You didn't stay up all night? Gravity? Oh.
Coordinates.
Coordinates?
Hey! What are you doing? Make yourself useful.
What a great relationship they have being shown, because she's the inquisitive little mind. I feel like if she stayed in school and things kept on their trajectory, despite her, moon stuff, the fights, she'd probably be going to college.
Didn't you bring the bolt cutters?
That's my girl.
It's like a military camp.
Step away.
Like tased him? What the fuck?
Don't be afraid.
No, Rad.
Dad!
Hanging out with the execs.
Don't you know who we are?
Is this NASA?
We're NASA.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Makes me so happy.
Down, sir.
Corn will die.
Corn's gonna die?
The last people to starve will be the first.
Wow.
We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
You sent people out there looking for a new home?
The Lazarus mission.
Lazarus missions.
They chose you.
Well, who's they? I've got kids, Professor.
Get out there and save them.
Oh! Their generation won't live.
A disturbance of space-time.
Wormhole?
Hit a wormhole.
It appeared 48 years ago.
Oh! But
A wormhole's not a naturally occurring phenomenon.
Someone placed it there.
what?
They?
What? But what's the time dilation?
Well, this entire facility is a centrifuge. Some kind of vehicle. A space station?
Both. Plan A.
How do you get it off the ground?
Oh.
Plan B, population bomb. Over 5,000 fertilized eggs.
Yeah, what about the people here?
You got some. Yeah. Survival of human race is first.
By the time you return, I will have solved the problem of gravity.
The wager.
Go away!
She knows. Oh.
Mankind was born on Earth. It was never meant to die here.
Oof.
I need to fix this before I go.
Don't keep it broken so you have to stay.
Poor baby.
Once you're a parent, you're the ghost of your children's future.
Wow, what a callback.
I figured out the message.
What?
You know what it is? Stay.
What? The message says stay?
Time's gonna change for me. There's gonna run more slowly.
There is time dilation.
I mean, by the time I get back, we might even be the same age. You and me.
I don't know if she wants to hear that. It's so long.
You have no idea when you're coming back.
Oh, don't make me leave like this.
He understands at least. They're gonna be so old when he gets back.
Can I use your truck while you're gone?
I mean, your truck.
hurts. I feel like when I watched this a second time, like this scene would make me cry because like.
Go for it, main engine. Start. T-minus.
Wow. Ooh, this is so cool. I wish if I was in theater during this part, there was like seats vibrated feedback, haptic feedback.
My robot colony.
Give him a humor setting so he fit in better with his unit. Thinks it relaxes us.
Yeah. I have a Q-lot I can use when I'm joking, if you like. That'd probably help. Yeah, you can use it to find your way back into the ship after I blow you out the airlock.
We're going to be spending a lot of time together.
We should learn to talk.
Yeah.
And we're not to. Just being honest.
90% it is, Dr. Brand.
Wow. I wonder how they film this.
Hello, Case.
Hello, Tars.
Case?
We're all set.
Why do the robots seem sketchy to me? I just have a bad feeling. Maybe I'm just prejudiced against robots.
Into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close-up. Rage against the dying of the light.
Ooh.
Though wise men at their end, no dark is right.
Look at that. This is a beautiful shot. The music's so good.
They've had families, huh?
No attachments.
Is he the only one who ever had attachments doing this?
Knew the odds against never seeing another human being again.
Murph is a bright spark.
I want him to come back.
I should fan the flame.
Yes, I want him to come back and for it to be science. Wow. Oh, it's so fucking beautiful. God. I'd kill to be able to go in space. Would I leave my friends and family behind? Maybe.
Millimeters of aluminum, that's it, and then nothing. Out there for millions of miles. Won't kill us in seconds.
He's such a good guy. Wow.
For a wormhole bent space like this,
Yeah.
you can take a shortcut through a higher dimension.
Yeah.
I'll put it there. Who do we have to thank?
I'm not thinking anymore.
Is it him from the future? Is it his daughter from the future? Or they're fanning the flames for Murph. Wow. This is so freaking cool. What the hell? This is awesome.
Don't!
What was that?
First handshake.
We're here.
Wow.
Planet is much closer to Gargantua than we thought.
Gargantua.
It's what we're calling them, the black hole. Miller's and Dr. Mann's planets both orbit it.
Gravity on that planet will slow our clock compared to Earth's drastically.
Oh, how bad?
Well, every hour we spend on that planet will be 7 years back.
What?
Okay, Plan A does not work if the people on Earth are dead by the time we pull it off.
No, it doesn't. That's why there's a Plan B.
Hands where I can see him, Case. The only time I ever went down was when the machine was easing at the wrong time. A little caution would go and get you killed, just like reckless driving. Cooper, it's too damn fast. I got this.
He's just driving like a maniac.
I'm gonna spiral down on top of it. Everybody hang on.
Woo!
700. Fire!
The thing looks sick. The music with the clock sound, like a clock ticking.
For Beacon.
Get back to the ship!
Those aren't mountains. They're waves.
Oh, it's a tsunami!
Brand, Doyle, back to the Ranger now.
Cooper, go! I can't make it! Go!
Case, go get her.
Come on. Oh, I like Case. Let's go, man. A few words. Dude.
Hand to the overriding inside hatch.
Come on, get in. Why did you take so long?
The engines are flooded. I'm gonna have to shut her down.
Ah, that was Doyle. Why does Doyle always die in the stuff I watch?
Case, how much time? 45 to an hour.
Waterlogged for an hour.
On this planet's time, she just landed hours ago. She probably just died minutes ago.
The data Doyle received was just the initial status, echoing endlessly.
Time is relative, okay? It can stretch and it can squeeze, but it can't run backwards.
That's a lie.
Right? The only thing that can move across dimensions like time is gravity.
The beings that led us here, they communicate through gravity, right?
Yes.
Could they be talking to us from the future?
Yes!
Maybe. Right, to them, time might be another physical dimension.
How long for the engines, Case? A minute or two.
In 40 minutes? Oh.
Helmets on!
Nice!
Engines up!
He's so good! Woo!
I've waited years.
How many years?
By now it must be
23 years.
23 years? His daughter's 33?
Why did you sleep?
Oh, I had a couple of stretches. I stopped believing you were coming back. We've been receiving, but nothing gets out. We've got years of messages stored.
Cooper.
Oh, my heart's gonna break.
Finished second in school. It's currently still giving me C's, so pulled me down, but you know, second's not bad.
Yeah, this is fucking emotional.
Girl, Dad. I really think this is the one. Her name's Lois. It's her right there. Your grandpa. His name's Jesse. I kind of wanted to call him Coop, but Lois says, maybe next time. What with Jesse and all? Her grandpa died last week. We buried him out in the back 40 next to Mom and Jesse. Murph was there at the funeral, and we don't see her that much, but she came for that. All these messages are just drifting out there in the darkness.
Fuck.
Hey, Dad. Today's my birthday.
How old?
You once told me that when you came back, we might be the same age. Afraid of time. For years, we've been trying to solve the equation without changing the underlying assumption about time.
And?
And that means each iteration is an attempt to prove its own proof. It's recursive, it's nonsensical. We've been trying to finish it with one arm, no, with both arms tied behind your back.
What?
Can we take this point up at another time?
Is he doing it on purpose?
Talk to my daughter.
We no longer have the fuel to visit both prospects, so
They have a pick.
we have to choose.
We've no reason to suspect Edmund's data would have soured. Accident is the first building block of evolution, but when you're orbiting a black hole, not enough can happen. It sucks in asteroids and comets.
Oh.
That would otherwise reach you.
Oh.
Further afield.
Rand? He has a right to know.
That has nothing to do with it.
What does? She's in love with Wolf Edmonds. Is that true?
Oh.
And that makes me want to follow my heart. Love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It has to mean something.
Love. Yes. So
I'm not sure if we should be following our love.
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space. The tiniest possibility of seeing Wolf again excites me. That doesn't mean I'm wrong.
it might.
He's a dick.
Let's chart a course for Dr. Mann.
But he left his family behind. That makes sense. Like, I can't do this on love. If I love, I would have stayed home.
Will you spend the night? I need to.
Too many bad memories.
Too many memories.
Well, you might have.
Yeah.
Lois, I have a friend who could look at his lungs.
strike out on Man's planet, and we'll have to decide whether to return home or push on to Edmonds with Plan B.
I asked you to have faith. I wanted you to believe. Forgive me, Murph. I lied, Murph. There was no need for him to come back.
What?
No way to help us.
But Plan
He can't do it.
A, did my father know? Did he leave me?
Do not go. Just
No. You can't leave. You. No.
Brian, did you know?
You knew.
Plan B was always the plan.
This was all a sham. You left us here. To suffocate.
That's ice?
Pray you never learn just how good it can be to see another face.
That fucking demon!
The last time I went to sleep, I didn't even set a waking date.
Wow, that must be such futile feeling.
Our world is cold, stark. The days are 67 hours long.
Wow.
The nights are 67 far colder hours.
Wow, 134-hour days? I can get so much done!
Down at the surface, the ammonia gives way to crystalline hydrocarbons, breathable air, to organics, possibly even to life.
Is that Murph? She's grown.
You knew. This was all a sham. You left us here. Did my father know too? I just want to know if you left me here to die.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
I do. He never even hoped to get people off the Earth.
No.
Fuck!
He's been trying to solve the gravity equation for 40 years.
No reason.
Amelia, your father solved his equation before I even left.
Yeah,
Then why wouldn't he use it?
The equation couldn't reconcile relativity with quantum mechanics. You need more. More.
Why keep building those damn
Because
stations?
he knew how hard it would be to get people to work together to save the species instead of themselves.
Wow.
Their children.
And he sent the message to himself saying, stay. Fuck. The music is so great in the undertone.
Unforgivable.
Gave up on us. I'm still trying to solve this.
So, do you have an idea?
Feeling.
Is she telling him to stay on the planet because it's not worth coming back? Oh.
I called it a ghost because it felt like a person who's trying to tell me something. If there's an answer here on Earth, it's back there.
What's to say there isn't some way that the probe can glimpse the singularity and relay the quantum data?
Before you get all teary, try to remember that as a robot, I have to do anything you say.
It's a crazy landscape. Is it ice? Is it salt flats? Like, get back. Woo.
It's bad. They cannot stay here.
He's evil, right? Like, what's wrong?
I thought I was prepared to die.
No!
What is this? I can't let you leave with that shit.
Fucking asshole. Yeah! Oh.
Let me make something abundantly clear. You have a responsibility.
Why? He's a doctor.
Get her stuff. She's going on.
There's no surface.
No. I knew that if I just pressed that button, then somebody would come and save me.
Oh, human desire to survive.
You gonna wait for your next kid to die?
Oh, shit. Praise bless.
What's the matter? There's a 50-50 chance you're gonna kill yourself. Those are the best odds I've had in years.
Wow. What the fuck?
The survival instinct. That's what drove me.
Yes!
into that good night.
Come on! What are you doing?
Help! Help! Cooper?
Come on! What a great moment! Just like her dad! All this music swelling. Come on, Amelia. Breather? Yes.
This data makes no sense.
The robots are evil!
Please don't make
What?
He'd ruin us?
He is ruining us.
You know the endurance docking procedure. The autopilot does. Not since Tars disabled it.
Nice, Tars.
Nice.
Oh, he's gonna fuck it up, isn't he? Damn, he did it. Oh, he used a different entrance. Nice.
Locked on yet?
Imperfectly.
You open the hatch, the airlock will depressurize.
Gonna suck him out?
Do not. Brand? I don't know what he said to you, but I am taking command of the Endurance. There is a moment.
Oh! No.
Cooper, there's no point in using her fuel to analyze the Endurance's spin.
Oh, he's got it. Come on, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay, get ready to match our spin with the retro thrusters.
No, crazy.
No, it's necessary.
She's got no heat shield.
Come on.
Lined up. Initiating spin.
This music is fucking crazy. Come on, Cooper. Fuck. My palms are sweaty.
We are locked. Up. Easing up. Pushing out of orbit. Come on, baby.
Come on.
And for our next trick. It'll have to be good. We're heading into Gargantua's pool.
Why does Tars have to detach?
Oh, we have to shed the weight to escape the gravity.
Wow. The clock ticking again.
Well, this whole maneuver is gonna cost us 51 years.
You don't sound so bad for pushing 120.
No. What?
Lander 1, prepare to detach. On my mark.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye, Tars.
I'm sorry, I thought you were evil.
See you on the other side, Coop.
See you there, Slick. Prepare to detach.
What? No! No!
Thank you, Case.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Newton's third law. You gotta leave something behind.
Thanks, Case. You son of a bitch. Wow. What? Wow. What? What? What the hell? What? The books? He's on the other side of the bookshelf?
Murph. Now don't go. Don't go, you idiot. Don't
Stay!
go!
I get it!
Morse. Make him stay, Merv. Don't let me leave, Merv.
I know, I want a happy ending.
No! No!
You were my ghost.
Please.
Come in, Cooper.
Oh, Tars is with him?
Somewhere in their fifth dimension, they saved us.
Who's they?
I don't know, but they constructed this three-dimensional space inside their five-dimensional reality to allow you to understand it.
What?
Do you have the quantum data?
Roger, I have.
Oh, use gravity to give the data via Morse code.
Wavelengths, but nothing is getting out, Cooper.
Morse code.
They didn't bring us here to change the past. They didn't bring us here to change the past.
Just the future.
We brought ourselves.
To survive.
Could be the coordinates for NASA in binary.
In binary, Roger, feeding data.
Oh!
I brought myself here. We're here to communicate with a three-dimensional world. We're the bridge. They didn't choose me, they chose her.
For what, Cooper?
To save the world. I'm gonna find a way to tell Murph, just like I found this moment.
How, Cooper?
The love, Tars, love. It's just like Brand said. My connection with Murph, it is quantifiable. It's the key. The watch. That's it. We code the data into the movement of the second hand.
How? What?
Cooper, what if she never came back for it?
She will.
She will. She will.
Wow, he's the fate, the thread of time.
Don't you get it yet, Tars? They're not beings. They're us.
What?
Cooper, people couldn't build this.
No, not yet. But one day. What happens now?
What? That's what she saw when he reached out. One last handshake. In our universe, our galaxy. What?
Actually, you are 124 years old.
What? Whoa. Whoa.
Cooper Station. Orbiting Saturn.
Well, nice you to name it after me.
Not named after you. Named after your daughter.
The station isn't named after you, sir. It's named after your daughter.
Yeah!
She's always maintained just how important you were.
She's still alive.
Please, 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 please.
She'll be here in a couple weeks.
Yes!
She is far too old to be transferring from another station, but when she heard that you'd been found,
Oh, the past!
Hey, is this?
Oh yeah, the machine we found under Saturn when we found you. Yes.
Yeah!
This was shot, but we could get you another one if you wanna.
Yes. Please.
Auto self-destruct, T-minus 10, 9.
Let's make that 60%.
60% confirmed.
Fuck it, man.
Knock, knock.
55. You told him I like farming. How was your ghost?
I know. People didn't believe me. They thought that I was doing it all myself. But I knew you'd come back. Because my dad promised me no parent should have to watch their own child die.
Here we go again.
Maybe right now she's settling in for the long nap.
Out the tube. Wow, I'm just gonna skim really fast just to make sure I don't miss any credit stuff. No, all right. That was, Jesus, that was almost like a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't know what would have made it better, but it was perfect. Before I get into the plot and everything, I'm going to discuss my usual main points of the movie. So, sound. phenomenal. The use of and lack of sound in certain scenes was absolutely perfect. And something about space, what can kind of break people's immersion is when you go to pseudo-science, pseudo-sci-fi, more fantasy instead of science fiction, where you have space, you hear sounds, as well as just simply, we'll get to it eventually, the science behind black holes is all very important. So when there's these scenes, the absence of sound is so powerful because those are the sounds, or the lack of sounds, that are, conveying chaos and destruction for the most part. And I love just the way they did it, because it was music, it was great, but the lack of sound was amazing. The music was absolutely phenomenal. A lot of it, like the clock ticking, as well as other stuff, considering, music of just like that piano piece and slight undertones were all amazing. The music was absolutely beautiful. The effects, top notch, top tier. Can't complain one bit about any of the effects or the visuals, from the planet surfaces to ship interiors to spacewalking. And the only thing that felt a little weird, probably because I wasn't ready for it, was the black hole, obviously the singularity. But it was all amazing. Like, I did not feel like that was like computer generated or anything. I felt like I was there watching him in doing these scenes, especially on Matt Damon's planet, Mr. Man's planet. It was just beautiful. Actors too, every single actor was amazing. The little girl was amazing. Everybody was great. They all played their role great, whether they were good guys, bad guys, scientists, just town people. I thought everybody was perfect. Story plot itself too was absolutely amazing. I'm always a sucker for a sacrifice. So, if he sacrificed himself at the end, I wouldn't mind. But, Brand being out there by herself, he has to go save Amelia or just keep her company. Especially when we find out that her, interest has died. Story was great, and to discuss the story, we'll jump right into it. So we learn, there is some sort of conflict. It seems like they're dropping bombs in the stratosphere, from the stratosphere and whatnot. So it seems like there was some sort of giant war that went on, and then after the war, 3 years after it, it seems like there was blight that came. So there's some sort of apocalypse that was causing giant dust storms, crops dying, and starvation. Humanity was on the brink. And the older generations was known as a caretaker generation, meaning they were there to cultivate the future, because without them, there is no future. It's like, they're literally this close on the line to dying as a species. And as they mentioned many times, humans, the difference between a human and a robot is like the desire to live and fight to live and whatnot. So it was absolutely beautiful to see this contrast of a dying planet but the human spirit being indomitable for the most part, which comes back many times. The blight was crazy. The dust being on everything too was crazy. I love the use of almost the interviews. It looked like the History Channel style interviews where people were talking about it, and it almost felt like they were talking about that exact moment, or maybe the past, and there was just a relation, like back when the frontier world was, frontier was existing. But no, that was the future, actually. Those were the people, those were kids that were probably not even born or probably young when Cooper was a, farmer himself. That was amazing. I have to assume they're a few years younger than his daughter. Kids, absolutely amazing. We'll start with the first major plot point brought up to us is that Coop's kids, both Murph and Tom, are different. Murph is named after Murph's Law, which I feel like is a brutal name for a girl. Murph, after Murphy's Law, yikes. But she does it great. Anything that bad happened will happen. And that's what this movie feels like, is everything that's bad happening that could happen, does happen. And the big thing for this is, from starvation to Professor Mann, to just being out of fuel, the aging, everything goes wrong. And even Tom, who wanted to be like his dad at a certain point, he was told he would not amount to anything. Graduated second in his class, agriculture. Terrible. Because it means that we're in a world where we don't need weapons in war, we need food. And people who want to learn are not pushed into learning because you need food over learning. We're in an era, like a caretaker era, which reminds me of Middle Ages and, Black Plague eras, where when you're just trying to survive, there's no emphasis on science and advancing science. for the most part. You know, maybe a small portion can be done to do so, but for the most part, everybody's just trying to survive, and things are done under the scenes, like NASA. By the way, I love the reveal that it was NASA, because I made the joke. I was guessing. I was like, that can't be NASA, right? It was. Learning that he flew for NASA was great, Coop. But this whole, like, you know, live or die type situation is amazing to put them into, you know, especially when Dr. Professor Brand, the father, comes and says, you know, you need to do this for your children. Because plan A is we want them to come out to us. Plan B is we're going to seed. Plan A was never actually the plan, and it seems like the professor was trying to just manipulate him into going to save the human race, because, you know, obviously he would want to try to save the human race, but what's more important than the human race to him, technically? His kids, which is why he tries to go back so many times, and he has, you know, feelings for them. I think that's also important to note, that they sent basically everybody without attachments except for him, because just in case the you know, was bad, they don't have to think about my family. All they're thinking about is, I need to save the future. And those 12 heroes, as they called them, besides, you know, Dr. Mann, died doing these things. And it was a crapshoot to get there. And it's so terrible, because we find on the first planet, it's just a repeating signal. Nothing is being received and only being sent out, which makes me wonder if Dr. Dr. Brand's planning all along was never just to get information back in terms of videos, but just telemetry and data, and to send them messages to keep their morale up, but never receive messages? Or was it just a miscalculation? Because it wouldn't make sense for them to be able to receive data and information, but not these videos. I love the whole farm gear converging on the homestead was a little bit interesting. I guess it was because of the anomaly, but it still doesn't make sense to me right now. Maybe someone else can explain it. I do love how there's automated drones flying around that are, you know, remnants of the war, recon, etc. And the farmers take them down because they have the high-tech technology, because they're still existing, flying around. So that means they're still good. And they convert these into farm, you know, combines and stuff. It's pretty amazing. Learning the science behind this was great too. You know, we learned a lot of science in this. You know, relativity, I asked about, I was like, black holes usually distort time, and it did a massive amount of distortion. It was almost 90 years, it felt like, of distortion in time. And we know that the Earth is 80% nitrogen, so learning the blight consumes this is, you know, helps to suffocate humanity. So it's either starvation or suffocation. Was crazy. And then when the whole keeping these from his kids was crazy, because it makes him feel like that he was never going to come back. He was just trying to save himself. When in reality, Coop was going to save them. His priority was them. It was just Professor Brand that was, you know, kind of being sneaky. But the end game for him was to basically make sure that humanity survived. He didn't care about these individual families. He was sending people out on missions that he knew they weren't going to come back for, just because he thought it was important for them to survive. And I would probably do the same if I was in his boots. It's because it's super important to further humanity. Now, I'm curious, because we see the station at the end. Was the station data from the telemetry of the wormhole? Did that help them create this thing? Or was it kind of like other TV show media where they create a spinning station/ship because it recreates gravity and allows them to grow crops, and then they use simulated sunlight to do so? I'm curious, because, I mean, it didn't seem like they found a planet, and it seems like Amelia was stuck on that planet without time passing just the same as it didn't pass for our main character Coop. So that's why he's going back to, is because it's the only place he belongs, maybe. But it seems like time passed so much compared to her, where she's, you know, gone through a few months, if not years, and everybody else has gone through 90 years and advanced science that much that they could survive via the data sent back, maybe. But at the same time, it seems like maybe that one planet was the only one left. And logically speaking, I mean, Dr. Mann was sending out fake signals, so he was doing it BSing, but his planet made the most sense, because the other one, we weren't getting any responses back from the interest Edmund. And unfortunately, he did pass, but the planet did look kind of habitable. She wouldn't be set up there for no reason. And I wonder if she still has the seed bomb, you know, the baby bomb, because that would help her reestablish. And I love the whole theory behind it, is you slowly, you know, break out a few here or there is genetic diversity among them, but you raise a few so that they're old enough to help raise more, and then so on and so on, and eventually you have the formation of humanity again, basically the cradle of Eden. I do love when they realize how much of a resource time is, because the reality is, you know, food and oxygen and energy are important resources, but time is the most important research, because time is so finite, like the other resources. But the reality too also is, for example, when they're on the planet of, I think, was it Miller's planet? Time went 7 years for every hour. So they lost so much time. And poor Rom, when they came back, was completely, completely just, you know, old aged, 23 years. Crazy. Interestingly enough, the gravity part too, the anomaly was interesting. Finding out that he was the ghost was crazy. The fifth dimension beings are them from the future, I believe, is what they were trying to say, and they were just trying to help them save themselves, thus creating an infinite loop in time travel, which allows them maybe to, you know, exist. Pretty interesting. The whole dimension being crazy was amazing. Him figuring out how to communicate with his daughter too, amazing. Unfortunately, he couldn't travel back in time, meaning couldn't go back to stop him from leaving or anything, but he could use it, basically save the future. Can't save the past, but you can save the future, and I love that. To discuss the main villain of this, if there was one, antagonist is a better word, Dr. Mann. Finding out he was placed in an indefinite cryosleep by himself was crazy, because he was willing to die if nobody came to save him. But also, it serves to conserve resources. Amazing idea. Moving into that, I love how they casted Matt Damon. I didn't even know he was in this. He did a great job in the role. The whole fight thing was crazy. His betrayal was crazy. I did not see that coming. And the cracking of the glass was crazy. You know, the fact that they told us the planet was ammonia so that you could breathe some of the atmosphere, some of the air, and survive for a little bit, allowed to, you know, advance that plot point. But I knew that planet was inhabitable, but he kept saying the core or something underneath the surface. I just felt so sketchy. It feels like he just wanted to, which was true, escape, and thus the whole man trying to survive thing kicks in. I do love how in the future it is realistic. You know, he did say there would be problems with breathing and oxygen. Well, air quality is so poor that the family, the wife, the kid, even the deceased son have lung issues. Surprised Tom himself doesn't, considering he's been around it all the time. And I guess his anger towards his dad is reasonable, but the fact that he was kind of being like, "Get the doctor away from my family," was annoying to me, because, like, you have no reason to distrust your sister. Maybe, I know your dad you can hate because you kept sending messages and he never responded and you think he abandoned you, but, like, your sister just wants to help, and she's the smart one technically, so, like, listen to her. What the hell? I love how a lot of this felt like it was actual stunt work too. Like, the driving of the car was amazing. Fight was great between Matt Damon and Matthew McConaughey. I didn't even know any of that. I am going to issue a profound apology to Tars and Case, because I expected them to become evil for some reason, like the doctor programmed them. No, they were just doing their job, and they were commendable, and I appreciate them for that. On top of that, Matt Damon making the sacrifice, so emotional, so great, because it was out of nowhere. And that's the thing I like, is these out of nowhere, abrupt sacrifices that have so much impact. They're so profound. If he did die in the sacrifice and it allowed the society to prosper, I would have probably been happy with the ending. Ending right now feels a little bit, like, oh, we got to get her, safe or give her some company. I would have been fine with a morbid reality ending where he exists in between time and space forever, and maybe he gets to watch, but he can't interact, or maybe he just passes. Traveling through a black hole was great too. Everything was awesome. I will say that I love this movie. I did wish the guys were with me for it, but they've all seen it, so they know what they were expecting. I have no idea what I was expecting, and this movie was phenomenal. There are so many movies I haven't seen out there, and I cannot wait to get into them. Let me think about anything else I want to discuss. No, the fake moon landing. God, I hate that so much, that they were talking about the moon conspiracy, and it almost felt like flat Earth stuff, because they were like, oh yeah, it was a great lie that that we didn't land on the moon. Actually, communists spent so much money, and meanwhile, Coop is like, I flew for NASA. Let me take my daughter out to have a fun baseball game, because fuck you guys, to the New York Yankees, but not actually the Yankees. I love that. I do kind of want to know what happened to her son in the son in the end. Obviously, it's not going to matter too much. He probably passed away because he's a little bit older. But I really enjoyed this movie so much. It really was absolutely great. I don't have any complaints, really. I love it. I would probably watch it again, and I'd probably get even more emotional. I love the discussion of all the science stuff, them figuring out it all. It was all amazing. The one thing I would have probably changed is just the ending. It would have made it so that he's stuck there. Like I said, a sacrifice that makes sense, more impactful. But him being able to enjoy the fruits of his labor is also nice, happy ending. Besides that, thank you for joining me. I'm Mikey of the 732 Review Crew, and this was me reacting to Interstellar, the movie. Thank you to our Patreons for picking this movie. If you did enjoy this, make sure you do check out our Patreon for full notes of this movie and other ones, as well as the ability to tell us what we watch every month, whether it's me or the guys on top of me. I realized what I was saying until I did. Although, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And see you next time. Bye. I really did hope you enjoyed it. Take care.